everyone, it's Crystal Beshara here, and today I wanted to chat with you about how you can support the artist in your life without necessarily having to spend any money. Even if you aren't familiar with the ins and outs of the world of being an artist, you can still show a lot of love and support to your friends or family members who are artists by simply engaging in conversation with them. And that could mean showing interest by demonstrating curiosity in what they're working on, and simply asking questions like, what are you doing these days? Are you working on something in particular? And if they are, then you can continue that conversation by asking them more intricate details about their subject matter. Perhaps it's something close to their heart. Perhaps it's something that they're actually struggling with on a technical level. And you can ask about some of those challenges. And even if you're not comfortable with the lingo, that little bit of extra curiosity is very welcomed. And in fact, it helps the artist sometimes to reflect on their own work and their own process. I certainly have had some of the best conversations with friends who are not artists in the least, and because they're coming at it from a different angle, it actually makes me open up and think about some of the messages or imagery that I'm using in a much different way, and I think this serves to improve my own skills as an artist. So I encourage that creativity and conversation. Another thing you can do is, if they are having an art event, perhaps you're not in the budget for new artwork, but you could offer, if they need any help with a setup, perhaps it's helping to take in sales or setting up a booth in an exhibition space, setting up tables. Maybe they just need a large vehicle if you have one, and offering to drive and drop off their artwork with them and find parking and then come back and help them disassemble their booth or drive the artwork back. This is extremely helpful. I'm coming at this from a legitimate experience in setting up booths and exhibition spaces on my own for many, many years. And that extra set of hands or that extra set of wheels is extremely, extremely helpful, and sometimes can make the difference between a successful show and a very negative experience. You can also bring a friend to the art show, and you don't have to stay long, and you don't even have to engage in a deep, meaningful conversation. You can just show your support. Word of mouth is invaluable when it comes to creating a larger audience for the artist. So if you know that there's something coming up, or if you follow the artist on social media, be sure to share with friends or family that you might think would be interested, whether they are a visual artist like a painter or a dancer or a musician, whatever it might be. Just sharing the news and keeping this person's name on the radar is one of the best things you can do to help burgeoning or mid-career artist. It's really quite incredible, actually, to see what the reach is when I share a social media post on Facebook or Instagram, let's say, and then it is shared multiple times through fans or followers or even friends and family, and that is something that the algorithms look for on these platforms to see how interesting and how popular the post is. The more engagement with the audience via likes or shares, the more important it's deemed to be, and so it bumps up the visibility of their post. And I can go from an audience of 16 to an audience of 2,300 in a matter of minutes or hours, depending on the amount of shares and the amount of engagement in my posts. So be sure to like or comment or share, even if you have no intention or you don't have the time to actually attend the event that the artist might be chatting about. If it's just a piece of artwork that you really admire, even if you don't have the budget for it, please share. It's incredibly useful, and this is free advertising basically, which is invaluable. And obviously, if you are in the market for purchasing new artwork for your home or your office or your cottage, then purchasing direct through the artist is the number one thing you can do to help them in their career. There are so many hidden costs and overhead that an artist has to contend with on a regular basis. From art supplies, obviously, but the surface that they're working on, the paints, the paper, the framing, which is huge and extremely costly, even packaging the artwork or shipping. These are massive costs that really directly impact the artist. If they've got a website, that can be anywhere from hundreds of dollars to thousands of dollars a year to run. And so buying direct from the artist rather than through galleries is a really wonderful way to put more money in the pocket of the artists. We often share anywhere from 30 to 60% commission with the gallery space. So if you do love the artwork of an artist that you're following, then be sure to ask them first if the work is available rather than wait for shows. This can make the difference between an artist who is able to sustain their career versus barely scraping by. So I hope these tips are useful to you. I hope they're enlightening, and I hope they bring a little bit more ease to your next conversation with the artist in your life.